What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Nasty Podcast. Make sure you follow me on all social media at One Nasty World. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into this episode. It's going to be about me explaining astrology, at least to the best of my ability. So we'll talk about what it is, what it means, and how you can use it in your life. I know we all know about astrology. We've all heard of it. And some of us believe in it, others don't. So I just want to set the record straight in case you're wondering what this is all about, because I'm very big on astrology. So let's get right into that. Astrology just has to do with the position of stars and where they were when you were born. That's why it's called astrology, because astro means stars. Just like astronomy is the study of stars, this is a little bit different, but it's similar. So the Earth moves through 12 constellations, and that's what are known as the Zodiacs. You got Aries, Gemini, Taurus, Scorpio. I'm going to try to run through them. Cancer, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Pisces, Aquarius, Libra, Virgo, and Leo. And that's not in the order that they are. I'm just saying it. But whatever one of those signs that you're born under, that's what's known as your zodiac sign. That being said, most people are only referring to your sun sign when we say that, because what it is, it has to do with where the sun was and the earth, as well as that zodiac. But we have, or as well as that constellation. But we actually have three signs: the sun, the moon sign, and your rising sign. And I already told you what the sun sign is. But the moon sign is just now where the moon was at the time of your birth. And also the place of your birth and all that stuff is important. Your rising sign is like the sign that was ascending, the sign that was coming up next when you were born. And what these all mean, so the sun sign is like your outer personality. That's why most people go by that, you know what I mean? And your moon sign is more like your inner personality. So a lot of people might not see that personality. That's just what you are deep inside, maybe when you're alone, you know what I mean? And then your rising sign, like I said, is the ascendant. So that might be how you're sometimes viewed as, especially like in a social context, or what you're aspiring to be or could rise to be in your future type thing. So me, I'm a Pisces sun sign, Gemini moon sign, and then Aquarius rising. So I'm a Pisces who can sometimes seem like an Aquarius and deep down has many Gemini traits. So when you see like people who have like traits of a lot of different zodiac signs, this is why. And now we all have stereotypes about certain signs and zodiacs, but those are not always true. You know what I mean? Like it can be to a degree, but it isn't actually telling on what you're going to be. That's where they say like astrology is not always true. But it is, because this is actually just your makeup. So ancient civilizations gave stories for each of these constellations and they assigned personalities to them. So that was just creating and their way of explaining the temperaments and traits that are assigned and could come with each of these constellations. But they're not always truth. They're not always exactly what manifests, even though that could be in your makeup and in your build. That's not always going to manifest in your real life. You know what I mean? So beyond that, the 12 zodiacs have influenced many spiritual paths and teachings throughout history. Like the 12 apostles in Christian lore, that's just the 12 zodiacs. The Egyptians had their own form of astrology. They believed in it. The names have changed. So like Pisces was actually Isis, and Libra was Mayat with the scales. But it was the same thing. It's just history changes how we call it and what we name it by. And even Tesla, we all know he always said the important numbers were 3, 6, and 9. And 9 is a little different, but 3 and 6 are the only factors of 12. If you take out 12, you know what I'm saying, or 1. So 12 is important. And now that you know that, how can we implement this into our life? Well, you got to do it with the frequency that you put yourself on. You know what I mean? You have to connect with your ancestors and with your origins. So you have to do things that put you more in tune with doing that and help you do that. So some things might be like crystals, stones, you know what I mean? And even colors. Like certain colors and stones have a certain frequency that resonate with each sign. So you just got to look up and get in tune with what it is that resonates with you and makes you who you are and makes you feel, you know what I mean, like you're in tune with your God force, so that you can align yourself and get yourself into the higher power, you know what I mean, and be able to connect with your true self and get in tune with the universe. That's all astrology really is. It's like, I don't like calling it religion, but it's like the real religion of the world. You know what I mean? Not taking it. It's not everything. It's not the complete picture, but it's very much helping for us to grow into what we need to be and the frequency that we need to be on, just as spiritual beings, as souls. And with that being said, like, I would say no to horoscopes. I wouldn't get into that because that's too much of a watered down version. I mean, we all have been exposed to too much of the watered down version and the way they want us to see it. So I would say no to horoscopes and yes to numerology and birth charts, things like that are, you can't change that. You know what I mean? That is what it is. You know what I mean? That's why math is dope, because the numbers already added up to that, like in a weird way. So it all has to do with things that connect you to the true power that is, and that is the universe. That's the true God. You know what I mean? So don't be fooled by people trying to put out all this crazy knowledge that's fake and just is trying to steer you in a wrong way. You know what I mean? Astrology is not evil, and it's not by any means like a predictor of everything. You know what I mean? But again, like a birth chart will give you a much more accurate picture of who you are. And you can learn things about yourself that maybe you already knew, but that you also maybe didn't know. Sometimes we don't know it subconsciously. So this can help you bring it to the conscious. And once it's there, you can start manifesting the true lifestyle that you want and the best form of your being. So that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a little bit more about astrology. I'm interested to know what all your signs are. I told you what mine, and you can easily find out what your other signs are, like your rising and moon sign, if you don't know those already. Just by, you know, finding calculators and looking them up. But you do need to know the time you were born and obviously where you were born, because all that is important. Like that's when they say like everything happens for a reason. This is where that kind of comes into play. Like, so you might have traits of a Gemini in a big way. So like, you know, they say like, oh, Gemini are fake, or like Leos are cocky, or Pisces are shy. Like, and you know, I got my own biases for certain signs, but you might not necessarily be that in a big way. You might be it in a small way, or you might only be it under certain circumstances or scenarios. So that's how these types of things manifest. Don't take it too deep or too to the heart, but definitely be in tune with it. And that's the only way you'll find your true self. So keep getting your knowledge up, guys, and stay safe. Peace out.